Gaishan having so taking guard. He's on one, looks around the field. Taking guard. He's on one, looks around the field. Ned skips in. He's taking on the body. They skips in for one. And in the end, good running there by Captain Padel, just shadowing it. In the end, allowing good running there by Captain Padel, just shadowing it under allowing Ned to go past him. Scamper through for a leg by under the pad. The scamper through for a leg by. Total now on to 102. 102. Total now on to 102. 102 for 4. And now ball to Captain Rohit Padel. And now ball to Captain Rohit Padel. Down the track, drive square. Hodge, nice piece of work by Hodge. Keeps it down to a single. Hodge, a nice piece of work by Hodge. The return comes in, he's out, run out. And they're going through for a second. The return comes in, he's out, run out. There on the part of Gaishan. Not smart cricket there on the part of Gaishan. Looking to steal a single, just lobbed it to Douglas, and he was run out by some distance. Lobbed it to Douglas, to net the bowler, and he was run out by some distance. So 102 now for 5, 103 for 5, and he was run out by some distance. So 102 now for 5, 103 for 5. Was pulling things back here, and certainly the win was pulling things back here by Nepal. After a pretty good start by Nepal, and some rebuilding would have to be done on the part of Nepal. Some rebuilding would have to be done. This is over number 13. On the part of Nepal. 102 for 5. This is over number 13. And 102 for 5. And let's see who joins his captain. Let's see who Airy joins his captain. Airy joins his captain. Airy joins his captain. So Airy in the first game really seeing his team through. So Airy coming in at number 7 really seeing his team very through. Good innings indeed. Coming in at number 7 played a very good innings indeed. Seems to favor the ball coming onto the bat. Home. Seems to favor the ball coming onto the bat. As Padel looking to whip that down the leg side, misses. White signal by umpire Bayam. Padel looking to whip that down the leg side, misses. White signal by umpire Bayam. 104 total now on to 104. Over number 13 in progress. 5. Lovely sunshine here. Over number 13 in progress. Lovely sunshine here at the Park Hill playing field. Not a lot of breeze. Driving square down to third man. Otney Lewis is there. Picks up. He's driving square down to third man. Otney Lewis is there. To 22 and Airy who is yet to get off the mark comes into strike. And Airy who is yet to get off the mark comes into strike. Guard from umpire Bayam who's just he's looking to take guard from umpire Bayam who's just looking to the he has given the right away. The pavilion who now marks his crease. The right away. 104, 105 for 5. 104, 105 for 5. As he's driving out to extra cover, beats extra cover but mid off. Tidies up, keeps it down to a single. Beats extra cover but mid off. Tidies up, keeps it down to a single. The total goes on to 106. 106 for 5. Captain Padel comes back into strike. So Airy off the mark. Captain Padel comes back into strike. Padel so on 22 off the mark. Padel on 22. He flashes at that outside your stump and wide signal by umpire Bayam. Flashes at that outside your stump and wide signal by umpire Bayam. 107 for total now on to 107 in over number 13. 107 for 5 in over number 13. So a bit of encouragement being given to Ned. A bit of encouragement being given to Ned. Man, luckily for him, he didn't get a touch.
He's looking to run that down to third man. Luckily for him, it didn't get a touch. Douglas takes it cleanly. That was Captain Rohit looking to run that.
Misses, and
down to
Douglas
third man,
taking it, standing some
misses,
15 or so meters
Douglas
back.
taking it, standing
there is
some
no run.
15 or so meters
so Ned
back.
has been rather tidy.
There is no run.
In this his spell.
So Ned has been rather tidy.
He works it out to mid-wicket. Mid-wicket comes
in
off the boundary.
Spell.
Just a single.
He works it out to mid-wicket. Mid-wicket comes off the boundary. Just a single.
108 at the end of over number 13. 108 for 5.
108 at the end of over number 13. 108 for 5.
Pressure on.
Good tidy over by Ned. And really keeping the pressure on. As we see.
Having a word with Hooper. Ball being tossed to Hooper.
Having a word with Hooper.
I think it's the final over for Asif Hooper.
Ball being tossed to Hooper. And what
over
we think, I think it's the final over for Asif Hooper.
Sorry, over number 14.
See over number 17. Over number 14.
By Asif Hooper.
To be bowled by Asif Hooper.
And Captain Padel, who is on 23.
And Captain Padel, who is on 23.
Will take strike.
Rohit Padel will take strike.
So Hooper decides to bowl between umpire and the stumps.
So Hooper decides to bowl between umpire and the stumps.
Douglas, the keeper.
And he's having a word with Douglas, the keeper.
Perhaps Douglas would have observed something, just running down and having a word with his...
Douglas would have observed something, just running down and having a word with the bowler.
Again, he's playing it neatly. Down to fine leg and they go through for a single.
He's playing it neatly.
And
down to fine leg and they go through for a single.
And keeps it down to 1, so he goes on to 24.
Redhead was there. Keeps it down to 1, so he goes on to 24.
Comes back into strike, 109.
As Airy comes back into strike, 109
for 5.
109 for 5.
And he goes back, tucks it down to short fine leg. Again, he scampers for a single. Redhead.
He goes back, tucks it down to short fine leg. Again, he scampers for a single.
Redhead covering ground to his right,
moving smartly to his left field.
And the total now
Hodge was covering ground to his right, backing up.
110 for 5. We are in over number
110. 110 for 5. We are in over number 14.
Taken cleanly by Douglas, who removes the bails.
Sweeping at that, missing and taken cleanly by Douglas, who removes the bails. But no damage done.
So there was a captain essaying a sweep. And goes back, tucks it out to mid-wicket. Scosser for 1. Hooper is there.
Goes back, tucks it out to
mid-wicket. Keeps it down to a single.
Scosser for 1. Hooper is there. Keeps it down to a single.
Total now on to 111.
And
Nelson.
Total now on to 111.
Number for the English.
Nelson. Very superstitious number for the English.
25 to Captain Rohit Padel. Airy, who's on 3.
24, 25 to Captain Rohit Padel. Airy, who's on 3. Guides this out to the sweeper coming off the square cover boundary.
So no boundaries being scored in recent times.
So no boundaries being scored in recent times.
112.
So the win was really pulling things back.
Out to square leg.
112.
And Hodge moving smartly
wrong. Sweeping out to square leg.
Comes in.
And Hodge moving smartly wrong. Feels the return comes in.
113.
And
very good over indeed. And a good spell by
Asif now on to 113. Very good over indeed. And a good spell by Asif Hooper.
So at the end of over number 14 is 113 for 5.
So at the end of over number 14 is 113.
Will continue.
For 5
from the southern end. He will bowl number 15.
Ned will continue from the southern end. He will bowl number 15.
25,
so
26
5 to Airy.
To his captain.
26
Rohit Padel.
To his captain Rohit Padel.
And so it's Nepal. Having first strike, having won the toss and decided to bat.
Having first strike, having won the toss and decided to bat.
So Nepal some pre-practice matches
Nepal,
before the World Cup.
Some
here in the Caribbean.
Practice matches before the World Cup.
T20 World Cup.
Here in the Caribbean.
Slated for the 1st to the 29th
T20
of June.
World Cup.
Some
slated
20
for the
teams
1st to the 29th of June.
In that competition.
Some 20 teams
in fact, Larry Edwards comes into the attack.
In that competition.
That was played very short.
In fact, Larry Edwards comes into the attack. And that was played very smartly out to short extra cover.
So Captain Padella rotating the strike, he goes on to 27.
So Captain Padella
and
rotating the strike, he goes on to 27.
Airy, who is on 5, comes into strike.
Airy, who is on 5, comes into strike.
He cuts and beats backward point. Hodge has some running to do. He can't get there. He goes across the ropes point.
Hodge has some running to do. He can't get there. He goes across the ropes now for 4. And after some
and the total now
time now a boundary.
118.
And the total now on to
118 for 5 in over number 15.
118 for 5 in over number 15.
Sammy plays it out squared. Melias covering grounds, not picking up cleanly, and they threw for 1.
Plays it out squared. Melias covering grounds, not picking up cleanly, and they threw for 1.
And the total goes on to 119.
Goes into double figures.
And
the total goes on to 119.
And
that
single Airy should be on 10.
And that single Airy should be on 10.
Forward defensively, that lob to a short.
Forward defensively, that
mid-wicket. Had there been a forward short leg, that would have been an easy catch. But in this
mid-wicket,
T20,
had there been a forward short leg, that would have been an easy catch.
That
but
luxury.
in this T20,
so
not
Larry
afforded that luxury.
Continue.
So Larry Edwards will continue.
Swinging that out too long on the bounce. A single.
Swinging that out too long on the bounce.
Now on to 120. Single. 120 for 5.
And the total now on to 120. 120 for 5.
Goes on to 27.
Captain Padel goes on to 27.
Are we looking to run that?
Wait on the score.
Third man misses, taken cleanly by the keeper who removes the bails, but
down to third man misses, taken cleanly by the keeper who removes the bails,
over number 15 comes to an end.
Was well grounded.
So 28 to
and over number 15 comes to an end. So 28 to Padel, 8-2.
Looking at the scoreboard on the far side, 10 to Airy.
Looking at the scoreboard on the far side, 10 to Airy.
26 to Captain Patel.
26 to Captain Patel.
So Descarte would pick it up from the northern end.
So Descarte would pick it up from the
some 2 wickets to his
credit. Northern end. Has some 2 wickets to his credit.
So 2 out of the 5 wickets that have fallen.
So 2 out of the 5
who is going to
wickets
pick it up,
that have fallen.
His right arm medium stuff.
And to Descarte, who is going to pick it up, bowling his right arm medium stuff from the northern end.
So it's Captain Rohit Padel.
So it's Captain.
And he works it out to
Rohit Padel.
Lotney Lewis covering grounds, feels well.
And he works it out
to mid-wicket.
Lotney Lewis covering grounds, feels well.
And overthrow there and
it down to a single.
No,
return comes in.
I think
and overthrow there and they're scampering through.
They were looking for a second, but eventually they were scampering back to their respective creases.
Eventually they were scampering back to their respective creases.
In fact, they got 2 runs. And
in fact, they got 2 runs.
Who now moves to 28.
And, so 2-2 Rohit, who now moves to 28. 122.
He's whipping, looking to whip that down the leg side. Misses. Wide signal by umpire Butler.
Whipping, looking to whip that down the leg side. Misses. Wide signal by umpire Butler.
1-2-3 for 5.
And the total now on to 123.
Over number 16.
So 1-2-3 for 5.
Just losing his line
over
there.
number 16.
And that went.
Descarte just losing his line there. And that went.
Captain Padel
down the leg side.
Being disappointed, missing that.
Captain Padel
that out to backward point. They go
missing
through for
that.
1. That's all they will be.
Work that out to backward point. They go through for 1. That's all they will be.
124.
As the total goes on to 124.
So rotation of the strike. Airy comes back into strike.
So rotation of the strike. Airy comes back into strike.
Sporting number 45 on the back of his shirt.
Sporting number 45 on the back of his shirt.
Jack Descarte. St. Lucian.
Shadrach
And the
Descartes.
Windward Island Volcanoes get a good delivery takedown there. There was an appeal there
The
by
Windward Island Volcanoes get a good delivery takedown there. There was an appeal there by
into the pad. He wanted a single, but he was not there. Descartes was closing in very
into the
quickly.
pad. He wanted a single, but he was not there. Descartes was closing in very quickly.
And very quickly returned to his
recognizing the danger.
So 124 for 5.
Very quickly returned to his crease.
31 to
so
Captain
124 for 5.
And
31 to Captain Rohit.
Airy.
And 10-2.
And he's driving that out to wide extra cover. Covers grounds, feels well, beautiful piece of work on the boundary.
Covers grounds, feels well, beautiful piece of work on the boundary.
They come back for the second. Total now on to 126. A good piece of work.
Total now on to 126. A good piece of work. By long off on the boundary.
126 for 5.
126 for 5.
It's working it out to mid-wicket. That would beat Hodge, that 4.
It's working it out to mid-wicket. That would beat Hodge, that 4.
Looking to cover some grounds, but that was sweetly timed.
Hodge looking to cover some grounds, but that was sweetly timed.
For 5.
And into defense it goes for 4. 130 now for 5.
130 for 5. You're in over number 16.
130 for 5. You're in over number 16.
Airy, who is on 14 according to our scorer.
Airy, who is on
good delivery.
14 according to our
single,
scorer.
it's not there.
And gets a good delivery.
Good finish
Once
there
a single,
by
it's not there.
130 for 5 at the end of over number 16. So some 4 overs
130
remaining.
for 5 at the end of over number 16.
Pretty
so
interesting
some 4
to see
overs
how
remaining.
Melius
And
use his
would be
bowlers.
pretty interesting to see how
in these
Melius use his bowlers
overs.
in
You
these
can see Larry Edwards to continue.
overs.
He will bowl over number 17.
Larry Edwards to continue. He will bowl over number 17. I think there's Cabin Hodge.
2 overs
who still
in the bank. There's his Otney Lewis, the off-spinner, who has not yet bowled a delivery.
Otney Lewis, the off-spinner, who has not yet bowled
still Redhead, who also has 2 overs, so he has options.
But still Redhead, who also has 2 overs, so he has options.
But it's going to be Captain Rohit Patel to take strike.
But it's going to be
Larry Edwards is going to be his
Captain
final
Rohit Patel
over.
to take strike.
So Captain
Larry
would
Edwards
want to
is going
push
to
on
be his
from here.
final over. So Captain would want to push on from here.
Edwards would be between the umpire and the stumps.
As Edwards would be
And
between the
that
umpire and
over
the
fine leg.
stumps.
Long run here for
And he scoops
for
that over
Redhead.
fine
He
leg.
pulls it
Long
back
run here
inside the boundary. They
for
come back for the second. Once a third,
for
it's not
Redhead.
there.
He pulls it back inside the boundary. They come back for the second. Once a third, it's not
Captain
there.
there scooping that over short fine leg and getting himself
That was
2.
Captain
He goes on to
scooping
33.
that over short fine
Total
leg.
now on to
Getting himself
132.
2. He
for
goes on
5.
to 33.
We're in over number
Total now on to 132
17.
for 5. We're in over number 17.
He swing top edge, that would clear the fence, it does. That over mid-wicket for 6.
That would clear the fence, it does.
Sweep shot, and
That
they went
over mid-wicket for 6.
Over mid-wicket for 6.
Sweep shot,
Total now on
and
to
they went
138.
high over mid-wicket for 6.
And
Total now on to
Padel goes on to
138.
39.
And Captain Padel goes on to 39.
138 for 6. 39 to Padel.
138 for 6. 39 to Padel. 14 to Airy.
So there would have to be a replay. Well, the ball has been returned.
So there would have to be a replay. Well, the ball has been returned.
Cameron Green
See,
making his way out with a
third
box of
umpire,
ball.
Cameron Green,
And that ball has been
making
returned.
his way out with a box of ball,
Umpire
but
Butler was just
and that ball has been
on the
returned.
fence. They're just checking.
Umpire Butler was just
So
on the
Edwards
fence. They're just checking. So Edwards
now picks it up.
now picks it up.
Throws it out to Butler.
Throws it
In
out to
fact,
Butler.
it appears as if there's still a ball to be
In
retrieved.
fact, it appears as if there's still
Umpire Butler
a
is
ball
there.
to be retrieved.
So too is Descartes.
Umpire Butler is there. So too is Descarte.
So play has been held up momentarily. Umpire Butler and Byam really inspecting the ball.
Umpire Butler and Byam
satisfied with the condition. Now tosses it to Larry Edwards. So play will resume after a short break. 39 to Padel.
So play will resume after a short break. 39
so a good partnership
to Padel.
Building here
14
between
to
these
Airy.
two.
So a good partnership building here between these two.
Continue.
And
Padel looking to take the
Larry
aggression
Edwards will continue.
to the bowler.
Padel looking to take the aggression to the bowler.
Again, he's looking to scoop that take near the chest. There's Douglas. And
again, he's looking to scoop that take near the chest. There's Douglas.
He gets a single. He goes on to 40.
He gets a single. He goes on to 40.
Reaction time there. Very
Douglas standing up. Reaction time
limited.
There. Very.
And so he goes on to 40.
Limited.
So Larry.
And so
Edwards,
he goes on to 40.
To Airy.
So Larry Edwards, he would now bowl 2.
Striving, beats extra cover and down to defense for 4.
Striving, beats extra cover and down to defense for 4.
Wide. It gave him the room, the width to free his arms.
Short, was wide, it gave him the room, the width to free his arms.
And down to the boundary for 4.
Banged it past Asif Hooper, short
100.
extra cover. And down to the boundary for 4. The total now onto
43.
100. And
143 for 5.
43. 143 for 5.
He's slapping that over long on for 6.
And he's slapping that
over here for
over long on for 6.
For Nepal.
Good over here for Nepal.
There are 2 6s in the over, a 4. Already, I think
2 6s in the over,
19
a
runs scored off the over.
Already, I think some 18 or 19 runs
for 5
scored
over number
off the over.
17.
149.
I think there's a final
for 5 over number 17. I think there's a final
Larry Edwards
delivery
in his spell.
for
Previous game had
Larry
3
Edwards
for 20 off his spell.
In his spell. Previous game had 3 for 20 off his spell.
And he's driving. Asif Hooper covering grounds, knocks it down at extra cover. They're coming back for the second.
Asif Hooper
and they will get
grounds,
it easily.
knocks it down at extra cover. They're coming back for the second.
So good aggressive running on the part of Nepal.
And
they overcome
so good aggressive running on the part of Nepal. And they overcome Swan. It's now 151. 151 for 5 at the end of over number 17. And
let's see who's going to pick it up from there. The northern end. Looks like Ned. So it's going to be Ned to pick it up from there. The northern end.
So it's going to be Ned to pick it up from there. The northern end. He's there with his captain
decide on his field.
Trying to decide on his field.
And it's going to be the captain, Padel, to take strike. He's on 40. 26 to Airy. So Darren Ned, right arm, fast medium. He's slapping that pass backward point. This would go across the ropes. It does. Well played there by Captain Padel. The total goes on to 155. He moves on to 44. And he inspects his bat immediately when that was struck. But he's picked up a boundary of the very first delivery. So putting pressure on the bowler very early in the over.
So putting pressure
So he
on
had
the
some
bowler
width
very
outside
early
the
in
off
the over.
stump. Ned would want to
So
correct
he
that.
had some width outside the off stump. Ned would
And
want to
again,
correct
he
that.
opens up and guides it down to third man. They go through for one. They will
And
come back
again, he
for the second,
opens
and
up
they will
and
get that
guides it down to
comfortably.
third man. They go through for one. They will come back for the second, and they will get that comfortably.
157.
And
Padel goes on to 46.
total now on to 157. Padel goes on to 46.
Seem to favor that offside. He opens up and open the face of the bat.
Seem to favor that
and running it
offside.
down
He
to
opens up and
white
open the
third
face
man.
of the bat and running it down to white
So
third man.
157 for 5.
So 157 for 5.
And he's driving again out between the backward point and the
He's
white third
driving
man. They come
again
back
out
for the second.
between
The return comes
the
in. Another
backward
good one.
point and the white third man. They come back for the second. The return comes in. Another good one.
To 48.
And
159.
2 more to the captain. He goes on to 48.
They are very aggressive.
159.
Running it between the wicket has been very, very good indeed.
They are very aggressive. The running it between the wicket has been very, very good indeed.
So 48 to Padel.
So 48
on
to Padel.
159 for
Areas
5.
on 26.
We are in over number
159 for 5. We are in over
18.
number.
So 2 overs
18.
remaining.
So 2 overs remaining.
He's looking to scoop that over third man. Misses, taken cleanly by Douglas, standing
to
back.
scoop that over third man.
And
Misses, taken cleanly by Douglas, standing back.
Precious dot.
And
goes
there
into
is
the
no
scorebook.
run. So a precious dot
159 for
goes
5.
into the scorebook. 159 for 5.
Can he opens up? Good piece of work on the third man boundary.
Can he
and
opens
keeps it
up?
down to a single.
Good piece of work on the
Larry
third man
Edwards
boundary.
on the third man boundary.
And keeps it down to a single.
Effort.
Larry Edwards on the
hear
third man
the
boundary.
shouts of
Diving effort.
Congratulations.
And you can
160
hear
now
the
for
shouts
5.
of congratulations.
So with one delivery remaining in
160
this,
now
the
for
18th
5.
over.
So with one
As
delivery
Gary
remaining
comes
in
into
this, the
strike.
18th over.
He bowled him.
Yeah, he comes
Off
into
stump,
strike.
hat-wheeling out of the ground.
He bowled him.
Yorker length
Off
delivery.
stump,
Airy
hat-wheeling
FC in
out
a
of the
big
ground.
drive.
Yorker length
Misses
delivery.
and
Airy
off stump
FC
went
in a
walking.
big drive.
Success that
Misses
the win
and
was
off stump
needed
went
at
walking.
this stage.
Success
Breaking
that
that partnership.
the win was
Airy
needed
makes his way back
at this
for a good
stage.
supporting innings
Breaking
here.
that partnership, Airy makes his
To
way
his
back
captain.
for a good supporting
And
innings here.
Nepal now 100
To
and
his captain.
60 for 6.
And Nepal now
160 for 6.
160 for
Captain
6.
Padel is still there.
160 for 6.
And
Captain Padel is still there. And
Sampal Kami making his way out
Sampal
to
Kami
join his captain.
making his way out
Going in at number 8.
to join his captain. Going in at number 8.
So Sampal joining his captain. His captain is on 49. Sampal
Joining his captain. His captain is on
will not
49.
have strike.
Sampal will not have strike.
And it's going to be Redhead with the
And
penultimate
it's going
over.
to be
He'll be bowling to
Redhead with the penultimate
Red
over.
Padel, who surveys
He'll be bowling to
field.
captain.
Let's see, there is a man on
Red
the fine
Padel,
leg boundary.
who surveys
Third
the
man
field.
inside the
Let's see,
30-yard
there is a
circle,
man on the
backward
fine leg
point.
boundary.
Extra
Third man
cover.
inside the 30-yard
Sweeper.
circle, backward point.
And he's
Extra
driving
cover.
down to third
Sweeper.
man. Anthony Lewis getting his big frame
And
behind
he's driving down to third
Keeps it
man.
down to a single, so
Anthony Lewis
52.
getting his big frame
Padel.
behind it. Keeps it down to a single, so 52. Padel.
And he will give you the stats in a minute.
And he will give you the stats in a minute.
As Sampal will take his
As
first
Sampal
delivery.
will take his first delivery.
So here comes Redhead. Yorker
here
then
comes
digs it
Redhead.
out, not able to stop it in his follow through, and this
Yorker then digs it out, not able to stop it in his follow through, and this
so
scamper through
good
for
delivery
one.
there by Redhead, right
And
up
the
in the
total
block
goes
hole.
on to 162. So
And
good
Sampal had
delivery
to
there
dig
by
it out.
Redhead, right up in the block hole.
So
And
162 for
Sampal had to
6.
dig it out. So 162 for 6.
He's looking to swing. That beats the keeper down to the boundary. That's 4 wides. I would think.
Looking to swing
Yes,
that
the white
beats the
comes
keeper down to
signal
the
here by
boundary. That's
umpire
4 wides.
So 5 runs added to
think-
the total.
Yes, the white comes signal
167.
here by umpire. So 5 runs added to the total, 167.
So there is Padel 50 coming in
So-
of 35
so
deliveries.
There is
4 fours
Padel 50
and
coming in
1
of
6
35 deliveries.
in his half century.
4 fours and
So,
1 6 in
Redhead
his half century.
wants to tighten up.
So
167.
Redhead
167
wants to
for
tighten
6.
up. 167. 167 for 6.
And he's driving out too long off it. Over the fence. 1 2 bounces
And
across
he's
the ropes
driving
for
out
4.
too long off it. Over the fence. 1 2 bounces across the
Padel
ropes for 4.
continues to push on. He moves on to 54. The
So
total now
Padel
went to
continues to push on.
171.
He moves on to 54.
171
Total now went to
for 6.
171. 171 for 6.
So Sampal, the non-striker, he's on 1. 54 to
Sampal, the non-striker, he's on 1.
Padel, who is on
54
strike.
to Padel, who is on strike.
And he's driving out to mid-up. Catch taken.
And he's
There
driving
was
out
Ned.
to mid-up. Catch
At mid-off, he
taken.
was driving
There was
straight
Ned.
into the hands of Ned.
At mid-off, he was
Who takes the
driving
catch, 171
straight into the hands of Ned. Who
for
takes the catch, 171.
diving catch there
for
by Ned. And
7
success
diving
on the
catch
part
there
of
by Ned.
Windward.
And success on the part of Windwards.
He makes his way back and out.
He makes
In the
his way
middle.
back and out
So 2 new batters at the
in
crease.
the middle. So 2 new batters
So
at the
Padel
crease.
having had a pretty good knock.
So
for-
Padel having had a pretty good knock for
So Practice makes his
so
way
Practice
out to join Sampal.
makes his way out to join Sampal.
So Practice takes guard, looks around the field.
So Practice
171 for 7.
takes guard, looks around the field.
Success
171 for 7.
Redhead.
Success for Redhead.
And that is slapped over the top. That would clear the fence. It does. That's 6. was back of a length, and he stood up and he slapped it over long off. And clearing the fence for 6. And the total now on to 177. 177 for 7. Lots of 7s. And I think there is a 1 delivery remaining in this, the penultimate over. Over number 19. And he's swinging at that top edge. Lewis is circling underneath it. Takes the catch. And so success for Redhead of his final delivery. Having been smacked for 6 the previous delivery. He came back, picked up the wicket off his final delivery of his spell. And it's now 177 for 8. 177 for 8 here at the Park Hill playing field. So Nepal just losing their way a bit. And 1 over remaining. We wait to see who will bowl that final over. It looks like Ned. And as I am now joined by Anthony Denny, who had other duties to perform. So welcome to Park Hill playing field and welcome to the final over of the Nepal's innings.
Thank you very much, Charlo, and good day to all who are in tune to this broadcast. Of course, you're following us on Facebook on VC3 Channel 114 and also on our YouTube page. 177 for 8. The Nepalese team batting first here. And when I was following the game, and there was an onslaught early on.
Definitely there was. But the Windwards have pulled things back as Bohara comes out to join Sampal. So Sampal would be on strike. He's facing up to Ned, who is bowling this final over. His last over. Send the stumps flying. Ned in. Got a Yorker length delivery. I know. Sampal is coming down hard on it. And Ned knocking it down. And there is no run. So a precious dot at this stage goes into the scorebook, Eddie. So 5 legal deliveries remaining.
Without a doubt. And Ned, somewhat of a shortened run, but he's really generating some pace.
And he's taken on the pad onto a short fine leg. So 2 dots go into the scorebook. And Nepal 177 for 8. So Ned, he has had a good spell. And kept things tight. And really want to finish very strongly here. And he's swinging that out to mid-wicket who comes off the boundary. Descarte. And not a good throw indeed. And giving away that extra run. So the total goes on to 179. 179 for 8. It was a high return, and there was Douglas looking to pluck it out of the air. And it bubbles through his hands. And the batters scamper through for a second. So 179 for 8. With some 3 legal deliveries remaining. Swinging and missing. And good over so far by Ned. Some 3 dots in the over, just 2 runs.
Good over so far by Ned. Some 3 dots in the over, just 2 runs.
Perhaps take out a wicket or ensure that there are no boundaries.
He would want to perhaps take out a wicket or ensure that there are no boundaries
thus far,
in this final 2 deliveries.
I hear from Ned as he continues.
Well, thus far, a very good last over.
Striving and missing again outside the off stump. Throwing the kitchen sink
Striving and missing again outside the off stump. Throwing the kitchen sink at it, as we would say.
Very, very good over indeed.
Another dot goes into the scorebook. So very, very good over indeed by Darren Ned for the final over. 179 for 8. 1 legal delivery remaining.
Wait to see.
And Ned, can we see a dot ball? We'd wait to see.
Sampal taking on the pad. And they scamper through for a single.
Sampal taking on the pad.
Any signal
and they scamper through for a single.
There are no
So
signals.
let's see any signal from umpire Butler.
180.
No signal, so inside edge into the pad.
Of 20.
180.
And I think the Windward really pulled things back very nicely.
Of 20.
Eddie, getting among the wickets and really putting pressure on Nepal to the back end of the innings.
Eddie, getting among the wickets and really putting pressure on Nepal to the back end of the innings.
Yes, and the bowling attack must be commended here today, Packers, very picturesque field indeed, but it's a very small outfield, and 179 attack, 118 as we would have seen in the very first game last Tuesday, is gettable here at 14 in this team off, and we must commend the likes of this Cartier, Ned at 14 in this team off, and the likes of this Cartier.
Yeah, they definitely have to be commended. I think they kept things very tight. There was one occasion where they kept things